Hey, Michelle, what's going on?
Hey, Lindsay, not too much. How are you?
I'm feeling great today. Yeah, all good, no complaints. What are we talking about today?
Well, Lindsay, what are some of the main characteristics of living in Denver? Because I know recently you said that there was some video about living in Denver. That's a funny thing, right? Like, what are
Oh,
some of the main things about living in Denver?
yeah, it's funny when you see memes on TikTok where someone makes fun of a city and they do all the stereotypical things, but they just act ridiculously, right? And they
Yeah,
just really, really indulge in that. That's what that was that I saw. But the characteristics of living in Denver are exactly what were in that TikTok video.
yeah.
It's hikers, active people, hikers, bikers, mountain climbers, and breweries and dogs everywhere. Like a very dog friendly city. So active lifestyle, breweries, and dog friendly is
Yeah.
Denver.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, that for me, I mean, nothing says New York like a bagel and cream cheese.
Oh, love it. Gotta love New York. Gotta love New York. Do you ever
Yeah.
get that okay, this drink egg cream, is that actually a thing that New Yorkers eat, or is it just in the history of New
I
York, or
think
what's
it's
up with
more
that?
like at a diner, like an
At
old
a
old
diner,
old-timey thing. I
old-timey thing.
don't know, it's not like my friends and I would go out for an egg cream, but, like, I think it does exist places, so I'm not really sure.
Okay, okay, because it's funny, you look at New York culture, like, look it up online, and that always comes up, but
Egg
then
cream.
I lived there for a while, and I didn't really feel the need to try an egg cream, but
No, I've never
yeah,
had
okay. Anyways, moving on from the egg
Good
cream.
question. So yeah, today we are going to talk about a useful and fun construction that I just used. So we'll get into that in a second. But recently there was another fun expression we used. It was just episode 2092 was I've created a monster. So that's one to listen to.
Yeah, we went into a lot of details, a lot of examples, guys, on that episode about when to use that. I've created a monster, when not to use it. So go check that out. We really went pretty deep on that one. So
Yeah, that was fun.
2092.
That
Yes.
was really fun. Okay, so Lindsay, what is the construction? I used it already.
And I loved it. It was nothing says X like Y. Okay.
What? What does that mean?
We're going to get into it in just a minute here, Michelle. But, guys, the first thing you need to do as we're starting the episode is go to your podcast player, whether you're listening in Apple, Spotify, wherever you listen, hit that follow button. That means that the episodes will download automatically for you. They'll be in your queue, they'll be waiting for you, and it'll serve as a reminder to come back to All Ears English.
Definitely, definitely. All right. So nothing says X like Y. Lindsay, do you use this?
Yes, I love this. I love it. I also love it when a place is so it's fun when you can characterize a place based on certain things. It's just fun,
Yeah.
It's culture.
Yeah.
This is culture.
Yeah. I think we've
So,
done episodes on that. Oh, I'd have to dig back and find that. But like,
yeah.
different places in the US, what they might be known for. But yeah, like when you use this, it's basically saying something is typical or indicative of something else. So for example, like the bagel comment, nothing says New York like a bagel and cream cheese. What is that saying?
Oh, it's saying that New York is one of the things that New York is famous for is a bagel and cream cheese, and New York might be one of the places that is most famous for bagel and cream cheese.
Yeah.
Bagels are big in New York, right?
Yeah, and they are big figuratively and literally. They are
Yes.
giant bagels.
Yes.
And yeah, I mean, there's a whole New York pride over bagels. Like, oh, because something about how the water, like where the water comes
Oh,
from, everybody thinks that the bagels are better in New York and they are delicious. So, I don't know.
yeah.
I have to go on a bagel cross country trip
Bagel
to
journey.
actually
Yeah.
try them out. But New York bagels are amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they're typical in New York, right? Like nothing says New York. This is a key characteristic of New York.
That's a key character. And, I challenge you guys, if you're living in the US, go to every place in the US. This is like our Connected Communicator course, right? We really tried to do this and highlight cities, regions, nothing says California like Huntington Beach surfing competitions, right? Things like that. We interviewed a surfer. Go over and check out that course because that is a journey around the US American culture, allearsenglish.com/connection. I'm going to Pittsburgh next week and I'm really excited, Michelle, because I've never
Oh,
been. Have you been to
Okay.
Pittsburgh?
I I
Or the week
haven't.
after next? Yeah, yeah.
No, I actually haven't, and Dan always says that he wants to go to Pittsburgh. He's like, "Oh, maybe we should do a little weekend there," and I'm always like, "Well, I don't really know what we would do," and so we never
Oh,
do it, but I know that Pittsburgh is supposed to be great, so I would like to go. You'll have to let us know.
yeah, so I'll have to update you, on that thing that is typical of Pittsburgh.
Yes.
So fun, so fun, but it goes beyond just states and cities and regions.
Right. Right. Like, what's another example?
Well, nothing says summer like a tall glass of lemonade, and you could see yourself sitting back and drinking it and, right,
Nothing
saying
says
that.
summer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or in the workplace, you could say, "Nothing says I want the job like a good thank you letter."
And when you say thank you letter, you mean a thank you for the interview letter, right?
Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
Yeah.
What's another one?
Nothing says someone is into you like a ton of text messages. Right, that's true. Yeah, so you can use this to talk about people's
Right.
behavior, food and drink, actions, things you do. What else?
Yeah. One more is nothing says you'll like this one, Lindsay. Nothing says
Mhm.
Christmas vacation like watching Love Actually.
Yes, of course. You and I love that movie. We do.
We do. So this can be
Yeah.
used in a genuine way, like nothing says summer like a tall glass of lemonade, like a real way, or New York and the cream cheese, or it can be kind of used in a joking or sarcastic way, like nothing says someone's into you like a ton of text messages, that
Yeah,
kind of
you
way.
that's a good point. It could be sarcastic. I don't know if we have any examples of saying the opposite of that and being sarcastic, the opposite of what's true. Maybe that's in a
Hmm.
follow-up episode for another day, but you can use this sarcastically. That's the point, right?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, Michelle, what else? More examples here?
More examples. Okay,
We
we
love it.
just because there are so many ways to use it. So here we
Yeah.
go. And this one is a little bit sarcastic in a way. It's kind of teasing. Nothing
Yeah.
says tourist like slow walking, a map, and an I Heart New York shirt.
But I thought I Heart New York shirts were cool now. I thought they were cool. I thought locals could get them.
Yeah, I don't really see that. Although I do kind of sometimes I want to get them for my kids. And I told you once when Dan and I played tourist on a date and we wore the
Yeah, they're
shirts, and
so fun. Oh
they
my god.
are fun. Yeah, but
I
like
do have one, so I have to
you do
admit, I
have one.
have
I
one. I
I
bought
want
it.
another one. I do
Fun.
like the way they look.
I never wear it, but I bought it when I lived there, and so I said, there's an exception to the rule here."
Yeah.
So, anyways, okay, good stuff. But typically, yes, that is kind of the joke. The I Heart New York shirt being very touristy, slow walking, map, right? Nowadays, probably just your eye and your phone. Yeah.
Yeah.
What else?
Well, and it's also interesting how we say nothing says tourist, right? Like that's not really like it's
Mm.
like almost like you imagine a sign with the word tourist on it. Nothing says tourist.
Yeah.
Like, right?
Right.
So
Yeah.
what's the next one? We have two more.
Nothing says desperate like sending gifts to your doorstep. What would be the scenario here?
If somebody really this is like the text message, just somebody is overly into someone else and they just keep on sending gifts and
Yeah.
going overboard. It makes me think of an episode of Friends where Ross felt threatened by someone Rachel worked with and he kept on sending her gifts and showing up to the office and things like that.
That's funny. I love that. I love that. And then the last one, nothing says you're not getting the job like an awkward goodbye. Ooh. Have you
Yeah.
experienced that before in an interview, Michelle?
Not that I can think of, but like, yeah, if you have an awkward ending, an awkward situation, you might say, "Oh man, it was terrible," and nothing says you're not getting the job like an awkward goodbye.
Yeah, it's very awkward. I love that. I love that. What should
Yeah.
our listeners do next?
So, guys, we want you to do an exercise now, not a physical exercise, but we want you to write
Push-ups.
down, get, do jumping jacks. Go ahead. Write down three of your own examples from your life. So it could be from your life, your culture, your city, just something you've observed in society. But write these down and have them to see if you can throw it out there some way. Be prepared. Be prepared with a way you could try this out. And the thing is, you can even use it to joke about a person. Now, don't be mean, but Lindsay, what's one thing you could say about me?
Nothing says Michelle like Birkenstocks and a baby stroller. That's hilarious. Michelle, I am going to stand up for Birkenstock. You know that Birkenstocks is going public on the stock exchange,
I didn't
and
know.
they are a very strong company. They're like if you look at their stock, the hopes are high. So
The
Birkenstocks are
Birkenstock,
actually
yeah.
cool. They're actually
Oh,
cool.
I mean, do you know that I'm obsessed with Birkenstocks?
I know, but I felt like you were poking fun at yourself a little bit
No,
there.
I'm not. I'm not. I'm actually I I
That's
mean,
hilarious.
I guess in a way, but, like, I love Birkenstocks. Actually, I'll tell you a secret. So when I got married, Dan made a video where he contacted lots of important people or funny people to my life, people that I know or don't know, and he got in touch with the CEO of Birkenstocks. And I have
Whoa.
a video of the CEO from Birkenstocks, and he's like wishing us a happy wedding. And
That's
they sent
cool.
white Birkenstocks, and my sister in law decorated them for me when I
Oh,
was
well,
getting
then you
married.
are definitely a fan.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
well,
Oh, yeah, and you know what? I liked them before they were cool because I would say I've been wearing them for
yeah,
over 10 years, and my one of
yeah,
my lovely former roommates would say make fun of me for them, and now look.
yes, they definitely had maybe that's why that vibe, right? They had a period where they were not cool,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then somehow now they've transformed into being cool, and now they're going public. I mean, it's kind of awesome.
That's right.
So,
What can I
I
what
like it, I like it.
well, I'm not
Yes.
nothing lights me up like a Birkenstock conversation. Okay. Lindsay, so why does this bring about connection?
Well, I think culture brings about connection, especially when we can use this to certainly it's fun to poke fun at ourselves, to say who we are by saying like, for me, I'd say nothing says Lindsay like jorts and sneakers. You know what I mean? I love jorts. I like jean shorts. I love them. They're the best and jean shorts that I make myself, right? That I actually cut the
Oh,
jeans.
you really? I
Oh,
didn't know that
yeah.
about
Oh, I
you.
love that. I love that style. It's my favorite thing in the world. So we make fun of ourselves, right?
Mhm.
It's not exactly fashionable, but it's fun. But when it comes to actually talking about cities, you can show your knowledge. The more you
Yeah.
know, the more you can connect. So the
Yeah.
more you travel, the more you read about, okay, in Michigan, there's a huge culture of going to Lake Michigan and being around the lake, the
Yeah.
huge Great Lakes, huge part of the life there. I was just there 2 weeks ago. Talk about it, right? Nothing says Michigan like, you know, taking a boat out on Lake Michigan, right? It's just talking about culture gives people something to grab onto,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think. Yeah.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, if you observe your surroundings, it can bring up certain jokes or just a mutual understanding of a certain situation that can be really good for connection. And Lindsay, do you think you can use it at work? Just as a quick question.
Yeah, I think obviously you don't want to insult people.
Yeah,
You want to be careful if you're using it sarcastically, which maybe another
yeah,
day we go into how to do that. Be careful if it's like it's gonna be kind of a hard edge to what you're saying.
yeah,
But yeah, you can totally have fun with this
yeah,
because you
yeah.
talk about life outside of work, at work, don't we?
Right. Yeah,
Sure we do.
I just think that this is such a unique expression because it can be used completely genuinely or as a way to tease something or just yeah.
It's so fun.
So it's
It's so
interesting.
fun. Yeah.
So let's give one more role play. Even though we gave so many examples, let's give it
Yeah,
in a
we did. Okay.
conversation. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Here you go.
Here we are talking about our friend Jimmy.
Jimmy. All right, Jimmy. So
Jimmy. All right. What time does this flight get in?
6 p.m.
Wow, I can't wait to see him.
I heard he has a lot of luggage though.
Well, that's Jimmy.
Yep, nothing says Jimmy like 6 suitcases.
Yeah.
There's always that person, maybe that's you, Michelle, who knows, but that person that will go for like a weekend away, they bring a full suitcase, like a full what you could get 2 weeks worth of clothing in. Is that you?
Am I an overpacker? Yeah, I'm an overpacker, but now with the kids, it's really
No option to be an
yeah,
overpacker. Yeah.
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 Oh, yeah, it's terrible.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah. So, are you an overpacker?
I yeah, but I overpack on all the wrong things. Like I I bring all the wrong things, but I do pack a lot. Heavy
Oh, wow.
volume, wrong
Oh,
clothing.
okay.
So,
That's
yeah.
funny. So, yeah, here we're making fun of Jimmy, and you said nothing says Jimmy like 6 suitcases.
Big overpacker. I love it. All right, Michelle, what's our takeaway for today?
This is a great way to show that you pay attention. You pay attention to your surroundings,
Mm.
but careful because it could be a little mean spirited. However, this is a really useful construction. So definitely do that exercise of jumping jacks. Just kidding. Do the exercise of writing down a few things that you think this could relate to in your life. Maybe it's about your city, maybe you're poking fun at yourself, whatever it is, and then try it out.
I could see this also being a really cool thing for our listeners to use if they bring a friend, like a friend visits their city, a native English speaking friend visits your city, let's
Mm,
say in Tokyo. Nothing says Tokyo like, what would you say about Tokyo? Like little sushi bars, or the tuna market in Tsukiji
yeah.
Fish
Oh,
Market, right?
yeah.
Nothing says, there are things very specific. So as you bring them to these places, you can
Yeah.
say this, and it's just so cool. It's just a feeling of experiencing life
Yeah.
together, which brings connection.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Love it. This was fun, Lindsay. And nothing says all ears English like a good goodbye. Bye, Lindsay. Have a
You
good
got it,
one.
Michelle. I'll talk to you soon,
All
Michelle. Take
right.
care.
Bye.
Bye.